XFM News on point.
The news on XFM. I'm Chris Tim. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's younger brother, Aine Godfrey Kaguta Sodo, was last night declared the winner of the Maogola North County seat as the NRM flag bearer in the 2021 general elections. Sodo garnered 17,343 votes, whereas his major rival, who is also the daughter of the Foreign Affairs Minister Sam Kutesa, Shatis Mushereu, trailed in the second position with 16,104 votes. And Salim Chiseka came in third position with 4,272 votes. In Maogola West, the Sembabule District Woman MP, Hanifa Kawoya, won the party's primaries with 15,923 votes, whereas Maogola South MP, Joseph Sekavito, got 13,143 votes. The district's returning officer of Sembabule District, George William Katakozi, declared the winner amid his tight security.
I therefore declare Kaguta Godfrey Aine, who has pulled the highest number of votes, in bracket 17,343, representing 46%, as the duly elected NRM flag bearer for Maogola North Constituency, Sembabule District Member of Parliament 2020.
Entebbe International Airport has today been reopened following its closure in March of this year, 2020, as a measure of preventing the spread of COVID-19. In the first phase of the reopening of the airports, only tourists and Ugandans who have been stuck abroad will be allowed to return. The Director of Communication of the Civil Aviation Authority, Vinay Luja, says relatives of returnees will not be allowed to come to the airport to avoid crowds. Health Minister Dr. Jen Rutha Cheng says all returnees without COVID-19 negative certificates will be taken to the quarantine facility for 10 days at their own cost.
All incoming travelers via Entebbe International Airport or the land border points of entry are required to have a negative PCR COVID-19 test done 72 hours at point of origin before departure. For travelers who present at the airport without test results, a sample will be collected upon arrival and the individual will be required to meet the costs of the test as well as the costs of quarantine by themselves till the COVID-19 result is returned.
The Uganda prison services are alarmed by the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in detention centers. Frank Baine, the prison spokesperson, says prisons now have over 700 COVID-19 cases plus 15 prison staff since the outbreak of the pandemic. He said Amuru and Kitgum prisons in northern Uganda have the highest number of coronavirus cases.
But fortunately, 437 have recovered. The staff have had a share that right now we are talking of 15 staff having picked COVID through their interaction with the inmates, and about 7 family members have also picked COVID because of that contact with those who are in that situation.
The Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, has directed the Minister of Finance, Matia Kasaija, to explain why up to now political parties are yet to receive their funding from government, yet this money was appropriated by Parliament. The matter was brought to Parliament by the Bujiri Municipality MP, Asumani Basalirwa, who noted that all political parties under IPOD had approached him as their president and complained about the absence of the funds. Basalirwa says that political parties for the last 2 years have not received any funding from government, even though Parliament appropriated this money, saying that they need this money to support them in the upcoming general election. This has prompted the Speaker to demand for an explanation. Parliament every year appropriates 10 billion shillings for all political parties who have representation in Parliament, and this money is shared depending on the numerical strength.
My prayer, right, Honourable Speaker, is that the Minister should direct the Ministry of Finance to immediately release that money because it was actually appropriated by this Parliament. I so pray, right, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Members. That's a very important issue because definitely we appropriated the money. We'd like to know why it has not been handed over. So the Minister of Finance should update this House at the first sitting after the independence recess.
Now in World News, the commission that oversees U.S. presidential debates says it will change the format to ensure the remaining 2 encounters between Donald Trump and Joe Biden are more orderly. One new measure could be to cut the microphones if the candidates try to interrupt each other, U.S. media report. The announcement followed Tuesday's ill-tempered debate that descended into squabbling, bickering, and insults. President Trump's team has already criticized the commission's plans. The tone and tactics of the first presidential debate were criticized across the U.S. and around the world. Meanwhile, some 65 million people tuned in to the first debate between U.S. President Donald Trump and his White House challenger, Joe Biden. Now in sports, Manchester United beat Brighton 3-0 for the second time in 4 days, with Paul Pogba scoring a free kick to help seal their progress to the quarterfinals of the English Carabao Cup. Elsewhere, last night, Raheem Sterling's first 2 Manchester City goals of the season and Ferran Torres' first for the club ensured the holders reached the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup at Burnley's expense in a 3-0 win. That's the latest XFM News.
XFM News on point.